Good day, hope you are all doing well today.
Good day.
Hello, this is the captain speaking.
Hello, sir.
Sir, they brought a new load sheet.
On the line.
Captain, boarding is done.
Thank you very much. I think we are ready for the briefing. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
The pre-flight procedures have been completed and instruments are set. FMS and MCP have been programmed.
I will go through my list. Please follow and confirm. The departure airfield is?
Gimpo.
We will use a standard instrument procedure and follow our SOPs. We will use flaps 5 for departure.
Confirmed and set.
Please confirm the runway to be used.
14 left.
What cruise altitude do we have?
Flight level 390.
Let's confirm the speeds, please.
V1.144. Today RVR will be 147 and v2.153. The departure is set in the FMC.
Please follow the MCP with me, sir.
The MCP is set for departure. Our initial heading will be 144.
What is our destination for today?
Tokyo Haneda International.
Do you feel we have any special risks today?
No additional points to make.
Yeah, there is. I'm flying. That's a special risk right
In case
there.
of any emergency before 80 knots, we will abort the takeoff. Above 80 knots, we will only abort for a serious issue, engine fire or loss of directional control. In case of such issue below V1, we will abort the takeoff, apply maximum braking and stay on the runway. In case of an issue above V1, we will continue with single engine departure procedure. I will handle the controls and you will help me with the procedures. Any questions?
All is good, sir.
As you can see, there is our load sheet. They actually bring it up. Now since we've done that, we will lock the cabin. We will get the beacon on. That'll serve as a trigger for them. We'll get you. And now for Captain's commands. This is very important that you do this.
Ground equipment is no longer needed. Please remove it.
All right.
And we'll give them a minute to get rid of the bus and all that. We can request them to close the hatches up though.
Please close all hatches and remove all personnel. We are ready up here.
Cleared, sir.
Close that.
We need that door closed.
Okay.
Ground equipment has been removed.
Arm doors.
All doors are armed. We are ready here. Please direct your attention to the monitors as we review the emergency procedures. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft.
Ground to cockpit.
Take a minute to
Tow
locate
is
the
driving
exit
up.
closest to you.
There we go. And from now on,
Nearest
I'm going to be
exit
a little
may be
silent.
behind you.
I did
Count
change the
number
weather.
of rows to this exit.
I
Should
just
the
put in a
cabin
few
experience
clouds.
some
It is still
pressure loss,
299 or
stay
2. It will
calm
be
and
for the
listen
whole
for
flight.
instructions from the cabin crew. Oxygen masks
The
will
weather is
drop
really
down from
ugly
above
right
your
now
seat.
in
Place the
Southeast
mask
Asia,
over your mouth
at
and
least
nose,
in the
pull the strap
Korea,
to
Japan
tighten it,
Peninsula
and breathe
areas,
normally. Make sure that
and
your own
the
mask is
island
on
of Honshu.
first
So
before
I just
helping
figured. I
others.
think Tokyo is
In the
fairly
unlikely
clear, but I
event of an
decided just
emergency
better not
landing
to.
and evacuation, leave your carry-on items behind. Life vests are located below your seats. and emergency lighting will lead you to your closest exit and slide. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we
Okay,
wait to
all
take
doors
off,
and hatches
please
are
take a moment
closed,
to review
ready
the
to
safety
connect.
data card in the seat pocket in front of you. Thanks you, and enjoy the flight.
Beautiful freaking livery. Love this livery. The red one is really nice too.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This
the
is really
captain,
arrogant.
would like
I hope
to
they
welcome you
change
on
this.
board this Fight Factor aircraft.
The captain,
My first
it's
officer
like,
and I hope you have a lovely and safe
I'm surprised he
flight
doesn't
on
address
this
the cabin
modern
crew
Boeing
as make it so
777
number
airplane.
one. It's a little much. I did see some stuff at Flight Sim Expo where we can have AI generated thing. I don't know if it'll work with this aircraft. AI was definitely the buzz.
Connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
AI and hardware
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
at Flight Sim Expo. The thing they had on the Friday afternoon was really good. I mean, I was enjoying it.
Thank you.
That's just Captain thanking the ground crew for their service and all that. And we've got the auto start on. Pack, please off. Rolling 2. Waiting for the oil pressure. I do have the sounds turned up so that you can hear them. And I'm going to be quiet. Starting 1. I definitely think they spool up too quick, like once you put the fuel in, but that could be me.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Drew, you can just ignore that. I will be.
tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
And thank you kindly, and I pushed myself the wrong way. That's fine. See him over here. One thing with this aircraft, if you want to actually drive that, and I mean like be up in here and push your own aircraft back, you can. Here's the pin. The option is in the EFB. Just word of warning, the nose gear is fully damageable. Hit it at 20 knots and you will snap the nose gear off and you're not going anywhere. So there we go. Let's get over to here. Flight control check. Go back. Full forward. Neutral. Full right. Full left. Neutral. Full right. Full left. Neutral. We will set flaps 5. One last check. I will call the purser in a minute. Because I pushed back the wrong direction, so yeah. There we go. Well, 4.5 will be fine. And here we go. This aircraft will taxi all on its little lonesome.
Clear left.
Clear right.
You already heard the safety announcement, so. The aircraft, the airport, this is a mod. I do not use a default gimbal. I much prefer this airport to Incheon. Again, in the last 3 days, we've had 2 updates to the aircraft. I can't wait for the weather radar. So this does not have functional VNav. It does not have functional weather radar. It does have a functional printer. It does not have CPDLC at present. Or weather radar. The terrain radar does work. As to whether or not here we go. Get a little power in here. Lovely airport. Really good. I had a really nice one for here as well in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Modders seem to really like doing this airport, and I'm happy because I've never been I've flown into Incheon many times in real life when I lived in Japan and into Busan, and only once into here. I was coming from Jeju Island on Jeju Air, and I came into Gimpo. I much prefer this airport. As you can see, some custom stuff over there. Sadly, I was going to use the Asiana, well, Asiana is actually how it's pronounced. But some people call it Asiana. I've heard it pronounced both ways. It's Asiana. Airlines, of course, they are technically really no more than a shell. They're owned by Korean Airways. I haven't been back to Asia in decades. I don't know if they actually are still flying with their own liveries, or they've all been repainted in Korean Airlines livery. I always liked the Asiana. Yeah, the RAS is like way too sensitive. Well, like I'm not approaching 1.4. Really nice work. If you end up with trees on this, what you need to do is disable auto ortho overlays. You've got Sim Heaven. It's overlaying all the ground textures and that, you know, that kind of stuff. And then the mods textures can shine through. And you won't have trees all over the ramp area. And if you run into an issue where you've got like highways running through your airports, go into Sim Heaven and disable network. It's a subsection, like subfolder 8. And do it for each area that you fly in. And that will take care of that. Okay, let's slow down a bit. I think I'm doing like 30 knots here. Well, come here.
Did you want something?
Sir, the cabin is secured and safety briefing has been completed. Would you like something?
Prepare for takeoff.
Definitely.
And I'm just going to get these on now. Well, those should have been on already. But you know me, I'll forget all this stuff, right? I always do, and we'll get you to there. That's all locked, that's all locked. And here we go. Flaps 5 RTO is set. Runway heading is 144, 144 set. VREF speeds, we checked them already. 153, auto throttle is armed, but not active. 9,000, that is a altitude restriction on the climb out. They're very strict in this area. Busan, it's not so bad because you just go out over the, well, Korea, South Korea, we'll call it the Sea of Korea, or Korean Bay, whatever. Well, we paid for the whole runway. We're going to use the whole runway. In this situation, I'm going to use camera 8. Oh, no, I'm not.
Clear left.
Clear right.
I really miss flying with live weather, but I want you to see, you know, the scenery and everything. Like Xp12 has come a long way from where it was. I mean, I'll be the first one to say a year ago, well, maybe not a year ago, but like at release and for the first 8 months or whatever, I couldn't even look at it.
Clear left.
Clear right.
To me, it was unflyable. And even some of the aircraft didn't fly as well as I would have expected.
Left.
I have silenced my XRAS. I still see it, but I've silenced the sound. Do a rolling start. Still hand flying it. Yeah, I know the engine sounds and all that are still up. Flaps 1. Climb condition. Autopilot. Pops up. Those are on the nose gear, so there's no point having those down. Seat belts to auto. Gorgeous aircraft. Yes, these all open and everything else. All the oxygen masks. The whole checklist, they're all here for everything. There's even failure checklists, if I recall, as well. There is something like 1,500 failures that are modeled on this aircraft. Should you choose and are brave enough to turn them on. And every part, excuse me for a second. That's better. Gonna cough. Also, everything on here, I can land and it's like, okay, I want you to replace all the oil, replace the filters, drain the hydraulic fluid, service the hydraulic pump, like it's all modeled. And it will tell you, you know, and then general maintenance, like fixing LED lights inside the cabin and what, it'll tell you. This will take 3 hours. Do you want to do this? Or just fly the aircraft as is? That happened with this. It was going to take over half an hour to do the hydraulic fluid. Both engines to top it up and all that, and for the nose gear and everything. I obviously said no. It had more than enough hydraulic fluid. That's looking pretty damn spiffy, if you ask me. And let me get my star up. Where does the restriction end? Egoba, which is where we're proceeding to right now. As you can see, it's got a kind of terrain radar. It's work in progress. Don't forget to do this. Arm the doors and slides. But you cannot do it until you've told the ground equipment to go away. And that, because you need to have all the doors closed and you want to pressurize, so you've got to get the electric hydraulic pumps and all that stuff on. If you try to disconnect the ground GPUs when you're on the ground and all that, it'll warn you that you know, you're going to lose all power because you don't have the APU started. And even if you do have it started, they'll say, are you sure you want to really do this? And if you say yes, they'll go, oh my gosh, you are a danger to yourself and everybody around you. Because, I mean, just disconnecting them, you let them shut the motor, the engines, you know, the engines on the ground power units off, and then you disconnect it. But if you tell them to disconnect it, they'll disconnect them with them running. And, like, yeah, that's good for having a nice fireworks show. Your passengers are not going to think very highly of it. Although, of course, they'll all probably, not all of them, but a portion of some of them may be, you know, severely injured and burned and all that kind of stuff. Like, they're just going to love you. All the pages are modeled, every one of them. And they are functional. And do work.
Pre-flight checklist.
Oxygen. Tested 100%.
Tested 100%.
Flight instruments.
Set.
Park brake. Set.
Okay, I'll set it. I can't. I'm on the wrong, obviously. Normal. Normal check. After takeoff.
After takeoff checklist.
Checklist complete.
There we go. And then, you know, you would go to the descent, etc. They're all there. Communications one's not nav. You can have it down there. This does not have cameras. You can call down to the cabin rest area and that. By the way, yes, the phone does pop out. The printer is over here. There's a lot of immersion in this aircraft. And we will be going up to 39,000. Which we can do right now. And flight level change. No VVAV, no problems. I hope the video I put up earlier on Sunday shows you that you don't have to be intimidated. Just some basic 3x3 theory and some math, you know, some math. You know, 3 minutes, you know, 3 nautical mile kind of thing. What I do is I just look at my altitude. I need to be at 4,000, so I need to lose 35,000 feet. 35 times 3, you know, 105 nautical miles out. If you want, add a safety margin if you want for a few. And just monitor your speed is all. I often will slow us down, hit flight level change, and down I go. And then I just use a combination of the speed brake and speed and I find my way down. Now, is that as convenient as having VNAV? No. The thing is, I haven't missed it. I had to program. Now, one thing they have changed. On the init ref position, root, company root now works. Up for the that only just happened. So, if you use SimBrief, which I highly suggest you do, with the SimBrief downloader, what you need to do, and this is where it goes looking for it. Now, in the typical Flight Factor, we always had a avionics folder. This does not. So what you do is you download the regular FMS flight plans, like you would for, you know, any one of the other aircraft out there. And that'll have you hooked up just fine. 14,000 is the thing, off with the landing lights. We're going to be going out over the South Korean Sea and the Sea of Japan for a bit. During that part, I will not be recording. Well, I'll be recording, but you're not going to have to watch it. I'll get that out of your way. No, you cannot remove this unless you want to crop it. I'm not going to do that. That is just... Flight Factor asked us not to. And I'm going to respect that. They lifted the NDA earlier. It wasn't going to be released for everybody that owns it, that's been that is in the alpha, to show the aircraft until it went to beta. But they're comfortable with where it is right now. I think part of it was also to allow those of us to get more familiar with, so we're not sitting there constantly fumbling around like some of the early videos I saw with the aircraft when they were allowed to, like some of the content creators, they're fumbling around in this thing like, but I mean, it was daunting. I've been flying it for 2 months messing around with this. And every once in a while it's like, is that in the aircraft menu or is that in simulation? Or is that captain's commands? I forget. You know, that happens. It's not a criticism on them. Because this is very in-depth. It really, really is. I already showed you the pilot utilities, but I mean, under the simulation page, all of these are active. Only the green ones are not. And right now, cabin configuration and cargo hold configuration are greened out. They are active, but only when you're on the ground. I mean, you can't change the cabin when you're freaking at 20,000 feet. Let's be, you know, realistic. Let's just go to the menu. That's perfectly fine. Shortcuts, I haven't used these yet. I guess it's, if you want, you can just go to it and say close door. I haven't used it. I typically use the loading service page. Ongoing process, there aren't any, but if I was on the ground and I was having maintenance going on, there is different things that are in there. Cabin controls, you can control the climate. You can control the cabin lighting. I've got no lights on. Let's put the pretty lighting. Ambient lighting. This does have a fully modeled interior, by the way, just in case you're curious. You see, by instinct, I want to hit that. Don't do that. That's not going to do anything for you. ambient kitchen lighting, we'll put it around there. This sets everything to full, if I remember correctly.
We require some equipment. Lavatory service vehicle.
That's, yeah, I don't, that's a bug. I will file that. Obviously, we're going to be waiting a long time. But as you can see which ones are vacant, which ones are occupied. Everything like that. I shouldn't have probably clicked that, right? Go back to ground service. The maintenance page, when you're on the ground, all of these are available. This will take you like 3 hours. So unless you really just want to do that, and then go make dinner, you know, maybe help your kids with the homework or something like that, don't bother doing that. I highly suggest, I haven't done it, because this is how I typically fly. I'm in here. Oh. But you can create a hotkey, like a shortcut keyboard command, and have the EFB show up when you're in outside view, or put it over on another monitor if you wish. And there we are. I will definitely, if you want to get the, if you happen to be one of the lucky ones like myself that have in the Alpha, if you would like this livery, hit me on. I will give you a link to it. There's also a red one. I decided on the blue one. The modeling on this aircraft is excellent. I'm not a real world pilot, so I can't tell you. I know Blackbird, Black Box 711, who's an on the line Boeing, 20 years. Type rated on multiple kinds of aircraft. He said, you know, there's still things to be done, you know, but as far as the way it flies and handles and feels, and that, he was really happy with it. And I mean, he did a bunch of different things and practicing real world procedures, and he goes, that's spot on. That's how it's supposed to be done, kind of thing. I think he was doing LDA approaches and such like that. He goes, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. That's exactly how it is in the 787 as well. I'm going to take his word for it, so don't take mine. He was very pleased with the aircraft. I could tell you myself, I don't care if they ever put VNAV in this. I'm really enjoying my time with it. So now that we're going to get out over the water and that, give you a little outside view. And then what I will do is I will bring you back when we get, you know, maybe over by Nagoya. You know, Cebu or Osaka. And that, and we will fly, we'll plan our descent and everything. We are expecting runway 34 right at Haneda. We'll be on the typical arrival for this, a flight from Korea, which is the X-Ray Alpha Charlie 2 Hotel arrival via the X-Ray Alpha Charlie transition, and then the ILS approach 34 Zulu, 34 right Zulu approach, the cream transition to it. If you're enjoying this and this look a bit longer at the flight factor. I may bring you back when we're still over the water, so don't fret. I just want to get myself another cup of coffee. I'm recording this early in the morning. Well, not early, but early-ish. And I will bring you back. And, you know, we'll see if I can land this thing. I didn't do that bad last time, but I mean, I had it auto land. I did do another flight into Morocco. The gentleman who painted this, if you watch this video, because I will be messaging you in the private forum that we have for us alpha testers to this aircraft. I would love it if you could make me a Royal Air Morocco livery for this aircraft. And also a Hainan livery. Do I have a picture of that Hainan one? Let me take a look. I think I actually do. No, that's my British Airlines. Ah, here it is. This one. I would love this livery on this aircraft. I can even send you the picture if you like. I love that livery. I love that color too. Auto Ortho looking spectacular with Sim Heaven, looking great. Again, if you get trees at airports, disable the Auto Ortho overlays. You still get all the pretty mountains and all that, don't worry. It's just so it's not trying to impose its own aerial imagery onto where you are. That's what you've got Sim Heaven for, and like the default airport scenery or your mod scenery. And if you have highways running through your airports or roads, disable network. One thing that supposedly fixes it is global trees, but I don't think, have they updated that for Xplane 12? I know people found a way to get the Xplane 11 version to work in Xplane 12, but all the OSM data in Xplane 12 is completely different from Xplane 11. So, look at that lighting, the atmospherics, it's brilliant. Oh, you want to bring me coffee, please? Yes, the seats move. That is a flight factor thing. It always has been.
I am all ears.
Sir, should I bring you some coffee?
Oh, yes, please.
I wouldn't say no.
Would you like it with milk?
No.
Black will do fine.
Got you.
Coffee. If you remember, there was no coffee cup there earlier. They didn't get one because there's nobody sitting there. I think there's 2 jump seats back there, which there would be for the relief crews, for the long flights. Yes, the oxygen masks on over here works. Obviously, it's going to be hard to hear because we're flying. But they do work, all of them. Can't find the one for over here. I am sure there is one. Does a fire extinguisher? Don't touch that, David. Anyway, we're at cruise. Pretty much we're getting there. Bit by bit by bit. I will bring you back, like I said, maybe when we get around Osaka. Maybe to the north of Fukuoka, I'm not sure. But I'm glad to have you on board. Don't forget to hit the like, share, comment, subscribe. Ring the notification bell. You get notified when all my videos go live. If you would like the aircraft for yourself and you get lucky enough to find that you can actually buy it for under $777,777, or is it 77 on $777,777,777, buy it. when you see it, because that is your limited window, and it may not come around again until it goes available that everybody can buy it. Just because you see it today doesn't mean you go there next Friday and that price it's going to be there. You'll see the other one not for sale. So if you see it that you can purchase it, put it in your cart, make sure you do it. As they say, snooze, you lose. I know it's an expensive aircraft. It's going to run you $80. I know that. It was because of having some money saved up from viewer donations. If you'd like to contribute to that, I just emptied it all when I picked this up a couple of months back. Link is down below, as well as a link to my Discord, and where you can get Ortho and Sim Heaven and Better Pushback and all that neat stuff, including this awesome livery, which I love. I'm glad to have you on board. I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for flying with me. And welcome back, everybody. That is Nagoya, or Centrair. Awesome airport. I have a custom one for that as well, made by the same people who make my Kansai International dark blue scenery design. Quite lovely. You can't see the details of it from up here, obviously. If you do want to see a flight into there, just let me know. I can do a flight from maybe Sendai or Chitose, up on the beautiful island of Hokkaido. A place I used to visit a lot. Auto Ortho definitely needs work. It is showing its age, sadly, the imagery. I know there's like a Google map replacement you can use and that. I just really don't have the time, patience, or space to be doing that. Look at the reflections on this. Just, man, I love this aircraft. And I love this livery. I really, really do. The red one is really nice as well. That's a separate download. If you want this livery, like I said earlier, well, in case you didn't, if you didn't watch the beginning of it, you might want to, but if not, I will have this link down in the description down below, as well as how you can help support the channel, keep it growing, and keep the lights on so we can keep making videos and bringing you cool add-ons and such, like this Flight Factor 777-200ER. This is the absolute latest version, got updated this morning as of this filming, I believe. And this is 2.0.12. I posted a screenshot and somebody goes, .12? And I'm like, yeah. So check your X updater. The livery for this will not be in the private forum anymore. It'll be on the regular X-Plane forum, so I will have a link for you where you can get this. Make sure you click the author's name. If you download it and you like it, don't forget to leave them a comment, you know, and a rating. I already have. You know, let them know you appreciate their work. I've had this livery for a while. A little while, but I couldn't show it to you because I wasn't allowed to show screenshots, and only those of us in the private forum for the alpha could even see the livery, because it wasn't allowed to be put up on any public server other than the private forum. So I have set up some rings. I've got 2 sets. I've got 1 in here and 2, and the way you do that, if you're unfamiliar on how to do this stuff, Thank you, Nico. You go to the fix info, you type in the fix that you want and the bearing. So 110, I have a hard restriction at Civic of 7,000 feet. 7,000 feet is in. I've already done the auto brake, and I like to be ahead of time because you know me, I'm pretty clumsy. As you can see, this whole flight was only supposed to take 2 hours. We haven't even started top of descent yet. This flight, if I was to record all of it and shutting it down, you know, unloading all the passengers, getting the lavatories emptied and maybe refilled, having some, if I needed the oil. Typically, that kind of stuff, that would already be done by the maintenance crew. The captain wouldn't be actually sitting in the flight deck with that, unless they spotted something that somehow got past maintenance, which is very rare, I would think. I still don't know what this does. A lot of things have tool chips in the cabin.
Shoulder heater control.
As you can see, and it actually speaks it as well if you wish. But that one doesn't. I don't know if it's kind of like not a Hobbs meter, but it's like 99 flights you know done, or something, or it's 99. This is the next flight will be 98, and it's like in 100 you need to overhaul the engines and stuff like that. I'm not really sure how that works. I'm sorry. We are now on 106. And of course there's no, yeah, I've got my Discord up. I've got my own personal Discord up and some other channels Discords. Obviously I'm in the Flight Factor Discord and X-Enviros and Thresholds and Skymatics. Haven't been able to catch any of Nico's streams lately. If you see this, Nico, my apologies. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning when you stream. Which is, you know, like 10 a.m. for him in South Africa. I have made a request to Ruling 6271 if they would make me a Royal Air Maroc livery. And another livery, and I also have one that I want to see done, I would love, for South African Airways. For Springbok. And it's of a real 777, actually. I'll send them a link to it in video format. We'd love to see that livery. It's pretty complicated. But this Phoenix livery, you know, the Blue Phoenix is not exactly the easiest either. Take you outside a little bit. We're off the coast. And we'll be coming down in just a bit. I don't know if that works as a running total. It is, okay. And I believe, what did I set the fix for? 110. So when this gets to around 120, I'm going to slow to probably Mach 0.81 and begin a descent. I will do it using level change and some speed brakes so I don't overspeed. We'll see how it goes. It's not a science, okay? So, but I am trying to do what is expected on the chart to the best of my limited abilities. You know, I'm not a real world pilot. So there you go. You see the hard limit, and it's okay. I didn't see that. I wish that was brighter. 210. So I have to be at Civic at 210 in 7,000 feet. Absolutely beautiful. If you're in X-Plane 11, SFD Global works for here, but there's also Japan Pro HD, which is perfectly free, totally free. You can find it on the xplane.org. It is made, I can't remember who makes it. SFD Global is Payware. It is made by Mr. X, and it is specifically for X-Plane 11. That's pretty much close enough. .1. Flight level change. And let's see how she does. I did it a few miles early, nautical miles, just to be on the safe side. I can tell. Interesting. Not getting that annoying warning anymore. So, let's see here. Okay, that's way too much. Coming down way too quick. So that is Civic. Yeah, that's a bit better. Before, if you even touched the speed brake, it would start beeping constantly. And it wouldn't kick in until you got past the armed detent, which is this one. It was kind of, I'm glad they fixed that. Maybe I'll do vertical speed. Let's do vertical speed. No. I think 2,000 feet a minute will do. Maybe 2,200. No, that'll do nicely. Right about there. Mach 0.80. God, don't forget we got a turn to make there, so it is a little shorter. Let's do 2,100. There we go. Once it gets below a certain altitude and a certain speed, you don't really have to worry about that. All of these work independently, of course. Let's go back here. Menu. Airplane. We'll get the loading service up. You're going to be waiting a long time. If you didn't see in the beginning. They need to have that, so if you click one of the maintenance buttons, it doesn't automatically call the vehicle. It's like, I just want to see what my levels are. Now, technically, you could do that probably inside here in the maintenance menu in there. But yeah. How was my old doing? 9, that's not bad. I think 11 is full. I think 15 is full, but don't quote me on that, okay? Okay, I need to get that down and that down. All I need up right now on my other screen here. And it automatically switched over, which is awesome. What do I need over there? I want my landing calculator on that screen. And Navigraph on that screen. And landing performance. Temperature. I'll just go with 23. It's dry. Altimeter is 29er, 9er2, 1013. I will use some reversers. Brake setting will be auto brake 1. And we're doing 3-4 right. Wind 340 at 6. I can leave it at that. That's fine. Calculate. So for flaps 30, reversers yes, auto brake 1. Runway limit 2113. 136. At 5 is 141. Init rep. Approach. Let's do 141. Couple of extras, not gonna. I mean, I know that is totally against SOP, but I mean, no. I'm not a real pilot. This is not a real aircraft. 136, 140. What did I put? I put 141. It's 136 plus 5. No, that should be fine. And here we go. Slow that down a bit. If I had live weather, I probably could have just leave it in flight level change. If I'm to be perfectly honest. As you saw in the previous video, I was using live weather and everything outside. As we start approaching Tokyo, awesome. A lot of volcanoes, Japan. Just saying. Just saying. If you don't like volcanoes, Japan not the place for you. If you don't like earthquakes, not the place for you. If you don't like tsunamis, not the place for you. Or typhoons. Insane heat and humidity. But it's my home and I love it. It's my home and my heart. I don't live there anymore, but I am moving back. Hopefully, if the Japanese government approves me, to move back permanently. I did live there for 15 years pretty much, so, and worked. So it's not like I'm unfamiliar. Well, I'm going to have changed, obviously, in some ways, but it's like I'm very familiar with the rules and the whole thing with the etiquette and all that, so. I have to be cognizant that I'm going to be cutting it short, right? So I also have to be slowed down to 210, so that also is a factor. I haven't actually done it this way before, using vertical speed. I know a very dear friend of mine, love the man, Chief Sim Pilot. This is his favorite way to descend. And having talked to a couple, like in Fly with Rookie streams and such like that, when doing the World Flight Charity event and all that, some real world pilots, they go, we basically rarely ever use VNAV. It's like we run our numbers and it's like, okay, 1,700, let's just descend 1,700 feet a minute, you know, until we get to this altitude, and then we'll slow speed to this, and then we'll, you know. They go, we use this in the speed brake judiciously. It is not a lever of shame. He goes, we ride that thing all the time. We're encouraged to use it if it enables you to get down quicker, because if you're down quicker, parked up quicker, and the engine's off, you save the airline fuel. And that makes them very happy with you. It'll take a minute to slow down, so I'm going to do it now. Like I said, it's not hard. And just watch the previous video where I didn't use vertical speed mode. I used a combination of managing my speed and judicious use of the speed brake. Well, air brake. Speed brake, whatever. I don't get hung up on proper terminology and that. I just fly to have fun. Visit places that I know very well, like Japan, and places I will never live to see in real life, and just experience what they look like. And if they interest me, then I end up looking up them, and I'll end up watching videos on them. Right now, one of my obsessions is Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan. Fascinating culture. Especially if you look at it historically. 14,000, 29902, there we go. We're slowing down nicely. Now can I do flight level change? Let's see what happens. That's to be expected. It's going to halt descending till it gets down to 250. I can always put it back. What is runway heading again? Whoa. Come here. Barrel of 200, sink both sides. These are hidden click spots. They sink the captains and first officers together. And I'll keep slowing down because I've got to be at 210. And worst comes to worst, I will use the speed brake. There is where I need to be at 7,000 and no quicker than 210. And here comes the speed brake. Speed brake is more than harmed. There's a linkage issue with it, it seems. And I'm slowly pulling it out. And we will make it well in time. There's nothing on the arrival chart that says I can't be below 7,000. Or I can't be at 7,000 before here. It simply states I must be at 7,210 at there. And as you saw, you know, once you get it below about 20,000 feet, for the most part, you can typically just go back to flight level change. By just going off what I've felt while doing this. Normally, I just use flight level change. And just, I let the aircraft do speed what it's doing, and I monitor the banana. You know, and like I said, I don't care about the VNAV. This aircraft, of course, like pretty much all Airbus aircraft, other than the 300, it tunes, and all the modern Boeings, it tunes the ILS frequency and all that automatically. So we have got that done. We will get this to armed. And seeing what this is doing, and I'm off by one intersection, if you will, short. I probably slowed us to 210 too soon. If I'd have gone to like 235 and then got to be around here and then slowed to 210, I think I could have just done the whole flight level change for pretty much most of the flight, truth be told. Because don't forget, as you descend, the air gets denser. So more resistance, more friction, if you will. Absolutely beautiful. Tokyo Bay over there. Awesome, but like, look at those clouds. And this is default weather preset. Like, this is no X-Enviro or Active Sky or anything. This is Xplane12.1.0 release candidate 1. When it goes out of release candidate, I'm sure it'll be 12.1.1. Or 12.1.0. Hard to say. All I know is performance is good. Tokyo's a big city. I've got Ortho running. I've got SimHeaven running. I've got Navigraph running. I will need that for when we land. And we've made it more than in time. So there we go. And once we level at 7, I'm going to set 4, and we will fly the approach, which is what we are doing now. Kind of. Well, we're still on the arrival. Up until cream, and then we will get to the approach. And as you see, it comes across over the cloak, and then we go down and towards cacao. Cacao is 4,000. I am in no way worried. We can do that. We'll set that to 4. Landing lights are all on. I see people turn these on. There's no point turning those on. The landing gear, they're on the landing gear, and the landing gear is not down. One thing, if you're unfamiliar with flying into Tokyo, in real life, just after cacao, you must have your gear down. In all honesty, they usually put the gear down out here. Not far from here, because if anything is like ice that had built up on the bottom of the plane and then the doors open and it breaks off, it's going to fall into the ocean. And because Tokyo is one of the densest cities in the world. The city of Tokyo alone has more population than the entire country of Canada. That is how packed in they are. And then if you add in Yokohama, which is basically a suburb nowadays, like it goes up 40, 41 million or something. Absolutely beautiful. And I can assure you, it's not 8 Celsius in Tokyo right now. And we're just coming down beautifully. Okay.
How can I help you?
Prepare cabin. We are landing soon.
Gladly.
Yeah, my head purser. She's a gamer and an anime girl. She can't wait to land so she can go to Akiba. At least that's how I envision her. Imagination, it's a beautiful thing. Tokyo, probably my least favorite city in Japan. Nothing personal to anyone that lives there. Minasan, gomenasai. I just don't like Tokyo. Too cramped, too loud, too busy. Spent 15 years having to go back and forth to there a number of times a year. Lived in Osaka, same thing. Only saving grace for Osaka was like, it's like food-wise, it is a foodie's freaking paradise. And some of the smaller towns and that on the like go outside about an hour. Some great sake breweries that go back 160, 200 years. I mean, it's awesome. But not my favorite. Fukuoka, the best yatai, stands in all of Japan, in my humble opinion. Sendai, absolutely love it. Akita, which is on the Sea of Japan side, to the north. And Aomori, where I hope to be going if I get accepted to move back permanently. I'll be living at Aomori. Love Aomori. Aomori, very famous for apples. Also means I can get to Hokkaido really easy and do some fly fishing in the rivers in Hokkaido, which is just awesome. Scallops the size of your head up in northern Japan. I love it. Kagoshima is nice. Fukui is not bad. Nagoya is kind of nice. I do like Kobe. Kobe is a lovely city. Kyoto, it's a tourist trap now, sadly. Flight level change. And I'm not using the speed brake because I'm going to let the aircraft just slow down and do its own thing. I may have done it a little early, but, anybody who watches my channel knows I'm always paranoid. Yeah, I could probably even slow that down, technically. What else have we got? 338 set. Auto brake is armed. To 1, speed brake is armed. Not sure what's with the ghost throttles. I've noticed that, depending on the throttle setting. I've got it in auto throttle, so. Maybe I should have it at 210. Well, actually, no. You've done that too late, dude. That'll just make it descend quicker. Yeah, I did it a little too soon. That's fine. Because cream, technically, I could still be at 7,000. How about we do 5,000? And we'll put it back to 210. Oh, I'm tired. It was a busy week last week. I had so many appointments, and I've got another one on Monday. But that one I'm looking forward to. Hopefully they can figure out why my right eye is not working as well as it should after the surgery. Thankfully, the cyst that was removed is non-cancerous, so that made me happy. That was something that was living over my head for a few weeks. That was also one of the reasons why, not just, I mentioned in the last video, I can't stop flying this aircraft. I freaking love it. And with .12, with the new additions of like ground crew warning you that if you do this, it's going to delay your flight like 30 minutes. You know, getting the hydraulic truck over here and, getting the engine supported and opening the cowling and, you know, putting in more hydraulic fluid into the engine and then making sure it's all sealed back up and cleared away. You know, it doesn't happen in like 5 minutes. Outside, we have a few minutes. There is not that many golf courses in all of Japan. I'm going to say that is like gravel quarries or something. Or clear cuts. I don't know, but those look like putting green. And we're heading to cream now, which technically I could still be at 7,000. We'll get you to 4. And then on the second fix page, that's all done. Fix. You have 4 pages you can make fixes, but now I've got one for the airport. I have it at 12, and the reason for that is because I believe it bases it off the center of the airport or wherever the tower is located, but that's not the runway. So, you know, depending where the tower is, it could be almost 2 miles. Well, maybe not 2 miles, 2 kilometers or what have you, from the threshold of the runway you're landing on. So that's just something I do. I don't know if real world pilots do that or not, but well, a real world pilot would probably be a hand, with these weather conditions, probably would have been hand flying this entire time, the pilot in command. And I'll just let it start to slow down a little bit in level flight. It'll do it very slowly because we don't have any winds. I will set up some cabin views for you going forward, so don't worry. I just want to get this out there. And as you see, the EFBs are independent. All the FMCs and everything are all independent, which is how they are in the real aircraft. I did watch a preview of the PMDG. I don't think they did a horrible job. I think some people are being a little harsh on it. The engine sounds are horrible. Like, just like, I don't know what the heck those things are. Don't sound like any 777 I've ever heard. It kind of looked like some of the stuff they just copy pasted from the 7.3. But, you know, I don't think it is as bad. We'll get flaps 1. That'll satisfy that. I don't think it's as bad as some people. Like, I've seen people just rip it to shreds, and it's like, it's not that bad, okay? And I didn't notice they had this 777, so I don't know what you're comparing it to. Like, watching somebody else fly an aircraft is fine and dandy. But you don't know, you know, you may fly this and go, man, I don't like this. This doesn't feel right. You know, blah, 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 you know. So, you know, it's just stupid freaking arguments. Like, fly what you like. You know, it's like the console wars. It is the stupidest thing. It's like you're going to go to war, like a battle over a freaking plastic box. Like, give me a break. Like, grow up. What does the FMC say? Actually, no, I can just go straight to cacao, actually. There we go. Let's get it on to the localizer. I'm just waiting to get over Kawasaki here, not the motorcycle company. Approach. And we're 12.3, so I judged it fairly well. Where's the oil farm? Well, it's actually fuel farm. It's further up the coast. And now, one of my favorite things to do, we will go gear down. And to flaps 5. And now we can get these on. Get the APU started for when we pull up to the gate. Flap 15. Okay, now the fun part. Feet on pedals. There's a tunnel that runs under here. That's in real life, that is a fresh air intake and exhaust for the tunnel. Just in case you're curious what the heck it is. Flaps 20. I was watching a video the other day also on the new Macau, Suiki, Hong Kong bridge. What is that thing? The world's tallest, longest and highest. Like it's 1.5 miles in the air or something like that. I mean, it's just insane. That's 20. 5. 3.7 out, that's flaps full. $1,000. Confirmed. My aircraft.
500. 400.
Because I gotta keep looking over. I gotta figure out an
300.
autopilot, auto
Approaching
throttle
minimums.
disconnect. Landing,
200. Minimums.
landing,
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
welcome to Tokyo. Reverse screen. Manual braking. Reverser stowed. Well, let's just go here. So there we go. No LNAV, no VNAV, anything like that. A little flat on the flare. I definitely gotta start looking at some of Chief's videos. He does flares way better than me. That was a little flat, especially given the weather conditions. Because of the weather conditions, I actually could get away with it.
Clear left.
Clear right.
And here we go. I'll put a little brake in so I can get some of this off. I know what I forgot. I forgot to turn the strobes off. TARA. Flight directors off. We can get the APU bleed on the bus. Actually, no, I can't. I'll end up with dual bleeds. I will get a dual bleed warning. And I can't be bothered zooming over there to figure out which one is which. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed this look. A little bit more in depth for different phases of the flight. A little longer, if you will. For the Flight Factor 777-200.
Clear left. Clear right.
ER. As you see, I mean, if anybody's going to have a problem flying, it's going to be me. I had no problem flying, disconnected autopilot at like 1,000 feet, 1.5 miles, 2 miles out. Now, granted, benign weather conditions, I'll give you that. But I had no issues. And it flew perfectly fine. One thing I found out, like at Kansai International, I have, it is SAM enabled. You can get both.
Clear left. Clear right.
They'll connect here and here. This way. I do miss not having AutoGate. And I'll just end it at the end, so once we park and that and shut them down. Parking brake set. If you bleed on the bus, goes off. And because we are at a new airport, we need to establish a connection to the ground crew. Tell them it is safe to approach the aircraft.
This is the captain. How do you hear?
Good day, ready over here.
We are in need of some equipment.
What can I call for you?
Shots.
Yes.
Wait for that to go green. And as you see, it doesn't happen instantly. Hopefully Laminar can figure this out and get this to come all the way over on aircraft. But anyway, you are not going to have to watch me shut all this stuff down. I hope you enjoyed this Air China flight from Gimpo. Link to that airport will be linked in the description down below, as well as where you can get this livery, the aircraft, Auto Ortho, Sim Heaven. Don't forget, if you're on 12.1, make sure you apply the fix. And you need to apply the Sim Heaven fix to every region of Sim Heaven that you have. It's not a universal thing, so you've got to do it for each region individually. Until the next time, folks, my name's David. It has been my pleasure to take you on this flight in the Flight Factor 777-200 from Gimpo in Seoul, South Korea, to Tokyo, Japan, and my favorite Tokyo airport, which is Haneda. If you did, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. You know the whole thing, folks. Ringing the bell does help you, because you'll see if I make community posts, which only show up if you have rung the bell. Otherwise, they don't appear in your notifications. And, of course, if you'd like to help support the channel, link is down below to a PayPal. It's a one-time thing. And, of course, you'll also find my Discord, where you can get the aircraft, all the other stuff, and my computer specs. Until the next time, I want you to stay safe. This is a problem with Ortho. You lose runway 23. I want you to stay safe, be kind to one another, keep the blue side up, and I will see you in the skies. Take care, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of the week. I'll see you a little later. God bless, and thanks for watching.